after a long sabbatical. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sticking with us. If this is your first time, thanks for giving us a shot.
Appreciate
Good
it.
to see you again, Vac.
Good to see you, Vinny. We got through our little week of issues.
Oh my gosh, it was nuts. It was nuts, dude. I had a couple
people
of
don't know, Vinny has kids. We'll leave it at that.
yeah. Oh boy, so many times.
Yeah.
We had to postpone the podcast because of emergencies, and then there was, of course, internet issues, and then there was conflicts of shows. But hey,
we're here.
We're glad you're here. Thank you so much for sticking with us.
Yeah.
It's interesting that kind of sidetracked us, Vac, for so long, because that's kind of what I wanted to talk about on this podcast, was how unpredictable stand-up comedy is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's as unpredictable as life. You can't really count on anything, you know?
Yeah. I always tell people, as soon as you have this figured out, you're screwed.
Exactly.
Because you're going to be wrong.
You're going to be wrong.
Happen.
Exactly. Yeah. My plan on our last podcast, as you know, was to bring the final version of the I Hate My Son bit back to this podcast. And then I was going to show the progression on the podcast. You know, it went from here, and now it's here. And so I taped the first show on Friday, and then the show on Saturday night. Of course, I ran into a problem, which isn't really a problem, but one of the audience members started talking to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And as I've mentioned to you before, I'm not a big fan of back and forth with the audience. I'm very selfish. I've written these jokes. I want to do the jokes, you know?
Yeah, but listen, Vinny, you're singing to the choir, man, because there are times in my act, well, I'll ask a question. Is anybody boom? But I've learned, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but lately people seem much more entitled to just start a conversation with you.
Yes.
Or to just heckle you for whatever reason. They just feel that they can do it.
Yeah.
And they have no concept of the fact that we have a prepared show with timing and words and inflection. And as soon as they start yammering, boom, the joke could be ruined.
It's ruined.
Yes. Because most people get it. Sometimes you pause, and it's the pause that's funny.
Yes.
And they go, hey, what are you doing? Oh.
Yeah. And it's like tripping a dancer, man. You know?
It's right. No matter what. It's like, if you watch it, that's a really good analogy, Vinny. If you ever watch, I don't watch ice skating a lot, but when the Olympics are on, you know, you ever see, like, if an ice skater falls, they get back up, you're like, it's kind of ruined. They fell.
Yes.
Or like if a juggler drops something, you go, he dropped. He had a little joke about it, but he dropped something. You know what I mean? But that's self-inflicted. Our thing, what we're talking about, is the exact opposite of self-inflicted. It's someone feeling they have the right to just chime in. They don't have the balls to ever get on stage in front of a room full of strangers.
Right.
No, but they'll sit out there in the safety of the audience.
Oh, yeah.
And yell something out to you. I don't know if they think they're funnier than you or they don't like the attention you're getting. I don't know what it is. But
they're trying to impress their date. Watch this, watch this. Hey, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And sometimes we have a witty comeback and the crowd likes it, but then that can either shut the guy up or encourage him to keep going. See, I helped the guy out. I was the highlight of the show.
Yes.
And they'll know you weren't. Well, you were maybe, but not the way it should have been.
No, you just made it work because you're a pro. You know, you just made it work, and then he thinks he's a hero. Oh, I helped him, and then he comes up to you afterwards, and hey, man, we were great together.
Yeah. Was he a plant? Was he a plant?
Yeah, was he a plant? Yeah, I get that. No, he wasn't a plant.
No, he wasn't a plant.
Yeah. So I'm doing this show I think it was it's been a couple of weeks. I was in Lenore, North Carolina. I was in Lenore, North Carolina, and this guy just starts, he said something in my show which I absolutely had to acknowledge. So I acknowledged it. The audience laughed, and I just played with it for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, let me give this a shot. Let me just go with this.
Mm-hmm.
And it wound up being pretty good. It wound up being pretty good. So just for the heck of it, let's just let them see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's show them the video.
Let's show it.
Parents, do you remember the moment you realized your child wasn't gifted? I remember the moment I realized my son wasn't. He was 3 years old at the time. This was my firstborn. I'm changing his diaper. I told you he wasn't gifted. I didn't realize that. He was my first. When was your boy potty trained? 2? I don't know how you guys do that. What? When you went, he went? How did you do that? I got a 16-month-old. Like it's time for him? Okie dokie. I'm gonna cut that joke short and move on to the end of my show, because apparently I gotta change his age in this joke. Next time you hear it, he was 2 years old at the time. That's the first time that happened. How old is your boy now? 34. Well, kudos, holy cow. That was a long time ago. And he was potty training it too. Is he in advanced placement courses when in high school and stuff? Just say yes, please. Just tell me he's a rocket scientist or something. Whatever. I don't know if the end of my show is going to be as funny as that. All right. Let's just do what I planned. God bless you, sir. I'm knocked for a loop right now. We could have saved so much money on diapers. Just full disclosure, the boy I was talking about, he wasn't potty trained till 4. So he's really not gifted. Well, good. Okay, I got 3 kids. I got 1 going to community college. That's gonna save some money. My wife's a good mom. That helps.
Okay. All right, there it is.
All right.
Yeah. As you can see, I left in the way I transitioned out of it because
right.
I wanted there to be a definite end so people can know, the people listening could know that I moved on with my show, and right. I had to. I looked at my watch. I said, "Oh, I gotta get to my closer because I only have so many minutes, and plus I want to sell my T-shirts."
Right. So of course, you got to move the merch.
I got to do the T-shirt pitch. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then as you saw, there was that, I don't know, it was like about, I don't know, it seemed like 20 seconds, but there was no way it was that long. It was probably about 5 to 10 seconds where I was just like thinking. And really, Vac, what was going on in my head right there was my plan was to do the I Hate My Son bit and bring it back to the podcast. And now I'm in the middle of this conversation with this dude.
Yeah.
How do I get back to my act seamlessly? You know, I can edit it seamlessly and make it as funny.
Yeah.
And I was literally just, you know, wondering and letting the audience laugh. And I eventually said, well, let me just give this one more line, and I got out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, despite all of our experience in this business, you never got, I'll say, heckled at that point of that bit before, because it's a new bit. All of a sudden, that, even though you have a lot of experience with heckling, that never happened to you before. And you had not only the purpose of wanting to get the bit out, but for the podcast. So we're thinking about that too. And so all that's on your mind, plus there's an audience here. You know, you have to do it the right way. In other words, so that they'll still laugh at you, but maybe it's not going to be what you wanted, but it happens.
It actually happened one other time with this bit. And I definitely showed that on the podcast. It was it's when I did a video update of the I Hate My Son bit. I've been doing it for a couple of weeks, and that woman, after I was talking about I hate my son and how I shut the door when he wants to run outside just to watch him lose his mind, and a woman in the back goes, "You be nice to that baby."
Yeah, that's funny.
And it wasn't anything. It wasn't anything that tripped up the set or the bit, rather. So I just moved, I acknowledged it and moved on. And it was kind of like, no problem there. Yeah. But in this case, you know, I'm talking about my son. I'm changing his diaper at 3 years old. And the guy goes, 3? You know, like that was wrong. So I had to play with him a little bit.
Yeah. You have to. I mean, you know, when everybody hears it, it breaks the momentum of the bit, and for you to just act like it didn't happen almost looks weird.
It does,
you know. And so you did what you had to do. Yeah, you know, sometimes we just have to survive.
Yeah, I had to acknowledge it. I had to, and it wound up being, I think it was 4 minutes of me not doing material and just talking to these people. Mm-hmm. And it was funny. It got laughs. You know, they seemed to love it. Yeah. And, you know, it just, you know, see, and here's the thing. Also, as you can see, I ducked out of camera a couple of times because, you know, I'm a one-man operation in this thing, Vac. I get to a theater and I set up the camera myself. I frame the camera myself. I you know, if I'm lucky, I get a theater employee or a club employee to press start for me. Yeah. You know, but you know, you know, obviously what happened was they hit play or they hit record and it made the camera come down a little bit. Yeah. Because I bend down a lot. I bend up. I'm all over the place. Yeah. So I always give myself enough room for that. But you know, the framing was bad, and that's why I was that's for the people watching on Spotify or YouTube. If you're listening on Apple Tunes or whatever, you didn't even notice that. But
no, but it's hard. You know, when you have to have somebody else kind of do you a favor. Yes. They're doing you a favor, you know, and they're probably going to, I got to get over there, start, and then they're going to go do whatever their job is. And it's not that they don't care. It's just, you're asking them for a favor. So it's tough.
Yeah. And I usually give them like a 20. You know, I go, hey, thank you very much. Or a shirt. If they want a shirt, I'll give them a shirt. Yeah. You know, whatever to, you know, just to show my appreciation. But they don't know they're getting that. They're just I think I should start going, hey, man, listen, you know, here's $20. Can you just do this for me? That's probably what I should do from now on.
You know what? It's like tipping your on the ships. Sometimes I'll tip my cabin steward on the very first day. Yeah. Even though they get automatically tipped at the end of the week. I pay a gratuity at the end of the week, no matter what. I'll still throw them 10 or 20 at the beginning of the week just because.
Yeah.
If I need something, they're more likely to go, I'll be right there, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't ever need anything, but sometimes I can have my clothes sent out to be steamed, and they'll get it done as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's good.
But that 20 makes all the difference in the world.
So let me ask you something. So you have to, even as a quote unquote employee of the ship, you still got to pay a gratuity. Sure. Like, it's not. I mean, it's not voluntarily. I'm going to give this guy this money. It's like, oh, you owe this.
Yeah, yeah. I pay gratuity for the cabins. I pay gratuity for anybody who works on this ship. I'm considered a guest entertainer. I'm on the guest manifest, so I'm in a guest room. So I pay gratuity for the cabin steward. I pay gratuity for the dining room people, which I never go to. I pay gratuity for the buffet. I pay gratuity for the spa, which I never go to, and it goes other places. But you have to pay it because you're on a guest manifest. Now, maybe a guest might say, I don't want to pay the mandatory gratuity. I want to pay cash to my own people that I want to pay to. So,
I see how it works.
So they might, believe me, I'm sure these people prefer to get cash. So they might say, I'm going to tip my cabin steward. This guy was really good. Yeah. I'd rather tip him cash. But I never go to the spa. I never go to the dining room. Why am I tipping these people? But I'm going to go to the buffet, and I'm going to tip those people because they were very nice to me. They were very good. Yeah. So I think if you're a guest, you can say, take that off my bill, and I'm going to leave cash.
Yeah.
I think you can do that. But I'm not going to go there. Guest entertainer, I'm working here. I'll still tip a little extra like my cabin guy. Yeah. He'll get a little extra. I didn't hit him up yet, but I'll leave something on my desk when I leave. Nice. A little extra cash.
Something
nice.
Something nice.
They work hard. I mean, they work hard.
Yeah. So. It's crazy. It's crazy how this job, what we do. Yeah. It's how I don't, and those of you listening know I have said other times, next week we're gonna do this, and it didn't work out because my guy couldn't set up the camera, or he couldn't go, or we couldn't get the guest or whatever. Right. So it's like, first of all, I'm done. I'm done promising things like that because it's just you and me. We don't have a guy booking. We don't have a producer. We have no control of it. And it's the same thing with comedy, man. Yeah. It's like we were talking about before we logged on, man, about all the things that could happen while we're on stage.
I had, things that as you were saying earlier, we don't expect. I mean, anything can happen. The sound could go out. The lights could go out. Okay. I think the worst, I don't know if it was the worst heckle I've ever had. I've had nasty people. I've had mean people heckle. Like, you could tell there's something wrong. The worst one I ever had in my life, and I've had some bad ones. This is years ago. I don't know if you ever did. I was at the Lake Ontario Playhouse, way upstate New York on Lake Ontario. Beautiful. And a packed house, packed place. It was just jammed. And it's going really well. I'm happy with the set. Everything's good. I feel like I'm going to really have a good show. And I start doing Italian stuff. I'm Italian, whatever. Yeah. Vaccarello, little Cali, how you doing? Okay. And just at a moment where it's like complete silence after one joke before the next, this lady yells out. She says to me, I'll never forget it, Vinny. It's seared in my brain. She yells out, "Get off the stage, you filthy guinea bastard."
Oh, shit.
I came out of nowhere. The show's going great. It was shocking. Yeah. Shocking. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So the crowd just went, huh?
Is that
she was to my right. She was midway back to the right. The room kind of went straight back. She was right back there. "Get off the stage, you filthy guinea bastard." I went,
holy shit.
And Vinny, the place went. I could see the owner of the club go,
yeah,
like,
right,
looking for her to get rid of her. And I said,
yeah.
I thought, I remember this. It was. I don't think this was a gift from God necessarily, but maybe.
Yeah.
What I said was, and I don't know if you're going to edit this out.
Yeah.
The place was in shock. I literally sat on the stool. I never sit on the stool. I sat on the stool. And
you sat on the stool while the audience was going, whoa.
I was and I said, to her, did I fuck you and not call? Okay. Dude.
Yes.
After that, I owned that room. I could have run for mayor that night, won in a landslide.
That is awesome.
And so the place goes fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So the owner's looking for her, and she goes, "Oh no, it's okay. I can say that I was married to one of them." So,
okay.
So one of them, like I'm some type of alien species, you know?
Yeah.
So the owner's looking for her, get rid of her, and I go, "No, don't throw her out. Don't throw her out. I'm going to see if I can win her over."
Oh,
and
nice.
So I said to her, I think the next thing I said to her was, I admire you the way you doubled down on your racism. Like, you didn't even back off it by going, "I'm so sorry, I'm drunk. I didn't mean it like that. My husband was Italian, and I'm so sorry." It wasn't anything like that. She doubled down on it. It's okay. I can say that I was married to one of them.
Yeah.
And the place is like, "Holy shit, lady." So I said to her, "You doubled down on it. Like, I actually kind of admire you for that."
Yeah, right.
And I said that's when I started doing this thing about the owner wants to get rid of her. I'm like, "Don't get rid of her." I said, "Sticks and stones may break my bones." Remember you were a kid, your parents told you that? In other words, toughen up. It didn't bother me. It bothered me a little bit. It did bother me a little bit, but not enough. I said to her, "So I don't know anything about your marriage or anything about your ex-husband at all. And I like to hear both sides before I come to a conclusion. But right now I'm on Team Bruno."
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I'm guessing Bruno looked at you and went, "Holy shit, I'm out."
Yeah. I'm
guessing that's what happened, right?
Yeah.
So, but I said to her something along the lines of, I almost got a sense that she thought she was being funny as opposed to being racist or whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
I didn't get the feeling that she had meanness in her bones. I got the feeling she was trying to be funny, and she just doesn't know what funny is.
Yeah.
So they let her stay. And I said, "Let her stay. We'll see if I can win her over." Yeah. And I joked about, "What do you say you and I go out after the show? We'll go out for a drink and we'll talk and see if I can, I'm not trying to bang it, but if it happens, I'll bang it." But whatever, that kind of thing, And the crowd, they actually clapped. They go, "No, let her stay." I said, "I'll win her over." I didn't think that she was being mean. I think she was stupid.
Stupid. Yeah.
I think she was stupid. But I'll never forget that. Get off the stage. You know what bothered me the most, Vinny? Filthy.
Filthy.
Not guinea bastard as much as filthy guinea bastard. And I'll never forget it. But but here's the problem that I had, and the problem that we face when there's a heckler, and especially if you have a great comeback, is that material now is gone. Yeah. People want to hear more of that.
Yeah.
No matter what they say.
Yeah. Especially if you got a killer comeback like you had. That was great. I think
people thought it was a plant. And I said something along the lines of, "Ladies and gentlemen, don't be mean to her. Give her hands, my ex-wife." So it just kept exploding. It just kept exploding. With laughter.
Had you already done your oh wait, you said it was a long time ago, so you probably weren't even married at this time. Yeah, okay, yeah.
It was geez, 15 years ago. 15 years. I mean, it was a long time ago. But it's seared in my brain.
Heck yeah.
As the most I don't know, the heckle that I got, that I had the meanest heckle that I had the best response to.
Right.
And I had no idea where it came from. Did I fuck you on that call? I mean,
it's great.
Dude, it was because there was so much tension in the room.
Yeah.
That was the thing. It wasn't just some idiot heckling and who's this guy? It was like, holy shit! Did she just say that?
Yeah. Were you closing or featuring at that on that set?
I was closing, so I had about 30 minutes left.
Oh man!
So I said to the audience, "Go look, I'm kind of done with this. I have nothing else to say to her." But you guys don't want to hear material. I know this business. Like when you have a killer comeback and a killer organic moment, they want more of that.
Yeah.
And material becomes So how do you get back to material?
Yeah.
Because you can't belabor that. You're going to wear that out. Eventually, it's going to wear out. Okay, we heard it already. So I don't even know what I did after that. I think it just kind of went, well, I'm doing more Italian stuff, so let's get ready. And they might have, do more time. So I said to them, look, folks, after that, material is going to be tough, but I got 30 minutes left. So strap in,
Yeah. See, exactly there, what you're talking about is why in that video we just showed, I had that little bit of conflict. I mean, the interaction with that dude was going so well. The audience was loving it. Mm-hmm. And I literally had to pause and go, how am I going to get back into material? How am I going to do better than what this is doing? Or you don't have to do better, but you have to do at least as good as what that was doing. Yeah. And plus, I wanted to do this bit so I could show it in the podcast. I was literally conflicted for about 6 or 7 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's why I threw it off with, I'm knocked for a loop here, and then I boom, boom, boom. But yeah, dude, that is probably that's the top 2 comebacks I've ever heard in a situation like that. I've never had anything nasty. I mean, I guess the worst thing that I've ever had yelled at me, I was in Birmingham at the Stardome in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm doing my set. It's up, it's down. It's not, it's just, I'm treading water. And I paused for a moment, and out of the darkness, this guy in the back goes, "You suck." Like that. I mean, that's literally the worst I've ever had. That's the worst I've ever had. And I wasn't having that bad of a set, but I mean, I wasn't dying. It was just, and what came to me was I just went, well, you want to hear something funny, pal? You paid to see me.
So you suck. Yeah.
That was the biggest laugh I got for that show. So I was featuring, I was middling back then. So I just go, hey, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. I just left.
Yeah. I got years ago, I was on this run, I think for the Comedy Zone or something. And I had a one-nighter at a bar in South Carolina. And they looked up my last name. The host couldn't even say it. Didn't even know if I was American. I mean, and out of the darkness, I heard, "You ain't from around here, are you, boy?"
Oh, boy. Yeah.
But my father fought in Normandy, so that kind of won them back.
Yeah.
You throw that into the, but there were some, that's when I just went, wow.
Yeah.
We can definitely face it sometimes. And it's not
some
always
guys,
good.
Some guys, ask Chris Rock. They get attacked on stage, I mean, of course, no one's ever seen it to that degree. I mean, a worldwide program. But I know stories about guys. No one's ever, approached the stage with any kind of intention of violence in their eyes or whatever. Like, hey, I'm going to kick your ass. I've never really had that. I guess I've been lucky.
Maybe. I had a guy one time, and it was on a ship in one of the comedy clubs. So small room, beautiful, great freaking setup. Great setup for comedy. And this is, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. And I'm literally, I get introduced and I'm walking, you kind of walk along a wall. The wall's on your right and the crowd's on your left, and it kind of goes out that way. And then the stage is in front of you. So I'm walking along the wall, and as I'm stepping up on the stage, the crowd's clapping, this guy goes, this guy's horrible. And I'm like, really? And I heard it was just to my left, and the people on my left heard it, but they were clapping, so the rest of the crowd didn't really hear it. So I chose to kind of ignore it because I don't want to go on stage and start hammering someone. The crowd's going to go, "Wow, what's your problem, guy?"
Yeah, what are you doing?
Don't know. But now, of course, I'm thinking this guy's he's not going to stop. I looked at him, and you could see his eyes. He had crazy eyes.
Yeah,
those crazy eyes. Yeah. This guy's nuts, right?
Yeah.
An older guy, and he was with his wife, and I glanced over and saw him. And I think I might have said, "Good evening," and he goes, "You're horrible. You're no good." Now the whole place heard it.
Yeah. Now it's okay to attack.
I may have said good evening. Like that might have been it.
Yeah.
How you doing? You're horrible. And he and bang, and he said about 2 or 3 more things. And I go, "Sir, what's that old saying? I don't see Velcro on your ass. You can go." Whatever, right? So I finally said to him, the crowd now hears it.
Yeah.
And they're mad. I go, "I haven't even gotten a joke out. I said, let me get some material out before you think I suck. I mean, but I don't suck, or if I sucked, I wouldn't be here. Like none of what you're saying makes sense."
Yeah.
So he's to my left. I said, "You know what? I'm not even going to continue with you in the room because you're going to ruin it." And then they'll say, on my review, they'll say, the comedian was okay. Because okay. So I said, "So you got to go. You got to go." Yeah. And the crowd's like, "Get out." So the guy gets up to leave. So he's on my left. The exit's to the right. Yeah. He's got to cross in front of me. I know he's going to make a scene, but he's got to cross and exit that way. And he gets up. The crowd's clapping. And he starts walking to the stage. All I said to him was, "Sir, don't step on that stage. I have witnesses, and I know how to defend myself, and I will ruin your night."
Great. Nice.
I promise you that.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah.
And he turns and just walks along, doesn't step on the stage, and he goes out.
Yeah.
I did a whole thing. The poor wife, I did a whole thing to the wife, like, "You need help, get away from this guy," and all that kind of stuff. He was clearly a maniac. Right. How he's gotten that far in life without somebody doing something to him, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he was out of his mind. That's the only time I felt like this might get ugly really fast.
Right. Yeah.
And then you got to go with what's the boss going to hear? I got to do a fist fight with a passenger? Well, you know what? We're not taking any more chances. You're gone.
It's funny. You and I, we've been in this business so long, when someone is just going to be a problem and he needs to be ejected. I had a situation like that a couple years ago in Vero Beach, Florida. I was in Vero Beach, Florida. I walk on stage, they introduce me, and this guy just starts in with me. And he's clearly drunk. And I played with him for about I said, "All right, brother, blah, 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 boom, boom." And he just kept coming at me. All right, that's it. Get him out of here. You know what? Matter of fact, get the whole table out. And then the other people there were like, "Whoa, what do we do? I said, "All right, you guys can stay. He's got to go." I wasn't, you just know immediately, this guy won't stop. He's got something against me. And he needed to go. I don't even remember what he was saying to me, but I was just like, I'm not even going to mess with him.
I don't know if any other performing artists have to deal with that to the level that comedians do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't know what you think about this, Vinny, but has it gotten worse, or is it just, whatever? We're just thinking about things because they're recent. I don't know, but people feel entitled to blurt things out.
Yeah.
It's their show and they paid or whatever, and they're going to say something. And it gets frustrating. It gets very old for comedians to go out. Sometimes what they say is, it makes no sense but they've taken the energy a little bit from the room and changed your show. And now you're thinking, wow, my first joke is gone because it won't make sense now. And now I got to start adjusting my show because this freaking idiot can't hold his liquor.
Yeah.
Or this idiot is just an idiot, a moron.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get.
I'll tell you. I'll give you my theory. I think that social media has a lot to do with it because, and no disrespect or criticism to these other comedians out here that post all of these audience work and audience interaction videos. It's actually very smart of them to do, so they're not burning material on online.
Right.
But people who love comedy, that's in their feed, and that's all they're watching is audience members yelling at these comedians, and these comedians bouncing back and playing with them, putting them online. And so now everybody's like, "Well, I'm going to be a famous. I'm going to get.
Maybe I'll go viral.
Yeah. I'll go viral." Yeah. So I mean, I think that has a lot to do with it.
I think you're right. I've thought the same exact thing because they don't want to burn material, or they don't really have material.
Thought of that too.
You go, oh, I've heard that joke before, so they don't want to put that because their material isn't their material. But maybe they can get something going with somebody, and it was funny, and that's what they put up.
With the exception of a very notable few guys out there who we know are killing it out there, and they're posting. I mean, and they deserve everything they have and all the notoriety they have and everything, and they're posting a lot of these audience interaction videos. With the exception of those guys, we know they got material. They're funny as hell. They just don't want to burn all their material.
Right.
So that's why they're posting. It's a very smart way to stay, just to keep being in front of eyeballs.
Yeah.
And perpetuating your brand. But so kudos to them.
Yeah.
But I think there's this, I don't know, it's like a side effect of it, is that these people who go to comedy clubs, they think, oh, it's okay to do that. It's,
they'll put it online.
Yeah, well, they'll put it online. And, hey, whatever. So, hey, I just did. It's out there.
It's out there.
Yeah. But I wanted to show everybody the way things they never go as planned. They never. I mean, I said, I'm going to bring it. I'm done promising what I'm going to bring back to the podcast. I'm done. But I wanted to show everybody that, well, here's what messed that up. My promise to you is that I will bring that bit back to the podcast. You will see a final version of that bit along with the other bits that Vac and I work on here in this podcast. You will. But I'm done promising when they're going to see them. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I haven't done my women find things better than men yet because I just haven't had the situation. But I'm hoping to get that maybe tomorrow night, but I'm in a theater, but I'm going to try and record it. But if not, we'll be doing that. 'Cause I haven't tried it yet, and I really want to get to it. But I want to make one more point about what you were saying about social media and a lot of guys posting crowd interaction videos.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between somebody heckling you and coming back with it, or you as a comedian saying, asking them a question like, who's got kids? And someone goes, I got 4. You got 4. And they say something and then a banter starts.
Yeah.
They didn't heckle you.
Right. That's not heckling.
They answered a question. You got kids? Exactly. Yep, I do. How many you got, sir?
Yeah.
4. Maybe the way he said it, you could go, oh, my God, are you all right? Like, I got 3 girls and you got 3 daughters? And that's different than a heckle. A heckle is just I've seen guys post heckle videos.
Oh, yeah.
But most of the time it's an interaction.
Yeah.
Which may have started innocently enough. You know, we have any nurses in the room? What's your specialty? Oh, your nose and throat. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
That's different than a heckle.
Much different. And this guy that yelled out at my show, he wasn't trying to trip me up. I think he was literally just commenting on the bit, and it went a little louder than maybe he had planned. The audience heard it. I heard it, you know. And so it wound up being 4 minutes of me messing with him. So yeah, that's that. If I said that he heckled me,
No, you didn't. No, I was going to your point about the social media stuff.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Huge difference between asking a question, getting a response, playing with that, and a guy just yelling out shit like "you filthy." Dingo. What did he say?
No, it was a lady. Get off the stage, you filthy guinea bastard. Yeah,
you filthy guinea bastard. You know what? When she said that, when you said that, you know what immediately went to my head where I would have went with that?
What?
I went, that's Sicilian, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Italian. You got to call me a Dago, bitch.
That's right. That's funny. Yeah.
That's a Sicilian. Yeah.
All right.
This was fun. This was fun, Vac.
Yeah.
The unpredictability of stand-up comedy. We will be back as soon as we can with another episode of New Bits with Vac and Vinnie. We love that you are listening to the show. Please, if you haven't yet, subscribe, write us a review on your favorite podcast platform. That really helps us out and helps our visibility out. Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. Where are you this week?
I'm on the Anthem of the Seas until Thursday. Then I fly home to Vegas for about a week.
Nice.
And I've been home since December 10th, so it'll be nice to be home.
You're a warrior, dude. Yeah, I just got a one-nighter this weekend. It's on Saturday. I'm at the Rally Point Bar and Grill, which is like a Marine bar. A Marine owns it, and it's gonna be a lot of Marines there. I'm really looking forward to it.
Cool.
And it's literally, dude, check this out. It's literally 5 minutes from my house.
Oh,
yeah, beautiful. 5 minutes from my house. Yeah, beautiful. So I'm gonna see if I can set up a camera in there, and I'll be headlining. So hopefully I can do some new bits or whatever. Hopefully, hopefully there's room for a camera.
All right.
All right, Vac.
Okay.
Good times, my brother. I'll be in touch with you, and we'll figure out episode
23.
23. Yeah.
Wow.
See you online, my brother.
See ya. Thanks, everybody.